After Murder Drones ended, I had to accept the fact that Liam wrapped it up with only 8 episodes, and I couldn't help but crave for more. It was something that kept me going, and at times it felt like the only true friend I had by my side, no matter how famous I was, how nice or rude I could be, or how flawed I was just truly Murder Drones. Making commentary videos about it helped me block out the negative feelings I had about myself, and it was the only thing that really gave me a boost. Honestly, at times it felt more real than the people I met throughout my life. When episode 8 was released, and I saw the effort put into the whole series, even with its flaws, it just motivated me to sit down at my desk, grab a pencil, and start writing again. I've recently joined an 8-chapter challenge. Throughout some of my other videos and posts, I've exclaimed that I have a story in my mind that I really want to share to the world, and that is Eye of Deception. It's about a boy living in a world where hatred continuously spreads. He's surrounded by a community, but it's not just any community, it's a superficial community. And really, that is it for my description. I know what you're gonna say, that is a stupid description. Well, here's the thing I'm gonna tell you right now. You just have to suck it up. Now, going back to the 8 chapters challenge, it's on Wattpad, and here in the 8 chapter challenge, you either take the initiative to write a story with a total of 8 chapters, or you go back to one of your previous stories and add 8 new chapters to it. The whole point of 8cc is to actually take the time to write a story in a specific time frame. It's not a competition, though if it was a competition, that would have even hyped me up more for it. And I also decided to choose the first option, where I just write out a new story and add 8 chapters. I actually published a total of 5 chapters throughout my book, and I'm really hoping that when I reach the climax, I'm able to create a proper resolution which can feel complete. It's currently in a working process, so if you by any chance follow me in Wattpad, you can sometimes get notifications that I go back to the first chapter and include some minor adjustments to it. I always remind myself that it's not perfect and it can always be so much better. My goal is to publish at least 8 chapters, and if I feel like there should be more, then I'll add more chapters. I'm even willing to go up to 12 chapters. I'm even willing to make a second book for this, if it means to really just break down everything that's happening. Because I feel like for writing out a story, a meaningful story, a complex story, you should break it down to the point where the viewers can really connect to the atmosphere throughout your book. And you really want to share that love, that creativity, and the ideas that you just have. And if you're just really going to pace throughout your story, if you really just want to keep everything fast-paced, then I honestly feel like that it can be so much better in terms of pacing. The genre of my story is general fiction, drama, comedy, and spiritual. I don't know if I can just stick to one. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to any of these topics, but yes, there will be spiritual moments throughout my story, so it is an option for you to not read my story if you are sensitive about these topics. This is the first time where I'm actually putting the time onto completing a story. So if it has quite a bit of flaws, don't be surprised, because it's only the second product I've ever made. And for most of you guys know, I've made a first story, which was a short Murder Drone story, where I kind of just took the characters, the plot, and just kind of changed it up a little bit, though I did add some moments throughout the pilot. The only difference it had was that throughout the story, it did not have the absolute solver, and that actually kind of changed a bit, changed a lot of things about it. This is a story where it's not really about Murder Drones, but it does use some of its aspects about it. I will be referencing a lot of Murder Drone moments to it, because, I can't really help it. But I just really want to make a meaningful story, because as I'm growing older, I just kind of got into a point in realization that there's literally nothing good that's coming out. And it seems bizarre for me to say that, especially since there's so many talented minds out there, so many creative stories to tell. But maybe I just been feeling numb, but I genuinely couldn't find something I could connect to. It's like after Spider-Verse, after Murder Drones, after just meaningful stories that were published, there wasn't anything else that just kind of hooked me into it. But that doesn't mean there aren't creative stories out there. It just either doesn't get attention, or it just people aren't willing to share their story because they don't think it's good enough. But I just really wanted to make something that has emotion to it, where you can like feel it, you know? I don't want it to be something fake. I want it to be real. That's why I want to make the story sound so realistic to the point the viewer is like, holy crap, this is insane. It's like what I've experienced yesterday or the day before. You know, it's just like I kind of want to do something that's a little bit different. And I know it's not perfect, but it's something that kind of really kept me going after Murder Drones ended. And if I can kindly request to you, if it's alright, if you guys can check it out, because yeah, you know, after Murder Drones ended, like I said, this really motivated me into creating a story. And if you do actually end up enjoying it, it would be nice if you can put a star. But if you feel like there's a lot of things that could be fixed, please comment down your constructive criticism, because I'm willing to take it. And after I fully finish Eye of Deception, I'm gonna go back to those comments, and I'm even willing to change the story if it means those comments can really affect me, if I can really believe that, oh yeah, maybe the pacing still has some issues, or like, oh yeah, maybe this character didn't have enough time throughout the book. You know, like I just want it to be a really, really good story that can be settled out in a nice way. So the link is in the description, and see you later.